So quickly, let's just have a recap of what we did in our last class. So just unmute your mic and just tell us what you learned from the last class. Can you guys hear me? Hello, can you guys hear me?
We can hear you, sir.
Alright. So just let's have a recap. Please learn from our last class and can now proceed from there. Just unmute your mic and talk. Here you go. Hello. Esther, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Oh.
Okay, can you just give us what you learned from our last class? The things you learned from our last class. Since you refuse to
Okay, for
speak.
for me, personally, I understood a bit more about that before you move into the 5 stages. That is, before you move into the testing stage, you prototype, and that was one of the things that I was having a bit of difficulty in trying to understand what's prototyping means in general, because I've had different idea of it when it comes to building an application and when it comes to design. So the 5 stage on design for me was something I was trying to still grasp up till now, because
Yeah.
I have the understanding based on building an application, but I didn't understand it very well based on app. And when you explained it, it was easier for me to understand, because in the same thing with application, you start from the beginning, then you have the execution stage, then you keep on the so let me just cut it short. That is just it. I don't know.
Alright, well done. Any other person? Well done. Any other person? So quickly, let me just have a recap by myself. Let me just talk on what we did in our last class. In our last class, I can remember that I mentioned something about the design thinking process. The stages you have to go through whenever you have a design project at hand, work on. So the first stage as usual should be you have to empathize, you have to understand, put yourself in the shoes of your users. You understand? Put yourself in the shoes of your clients. And also after understanding, then you start defining the things you learned from the empathizing stage. The things you have on your after empathizing, you have defined the things you did on your empathizing stage. So after defining, then you start ideating, start coming up with possible solutions. Do you understand? So the solutions you come up during the ideation stage is not actually the ones, it's not actually the ones you embark on. You can just keep on iterating to get the desired result. So after ideating, then start prototyping. And after prototyping is test. Maybe this logo is suitable for what you want to work on. Then if that logo is not suitable, then you have to keep on iterating till you get your desired logo. So that's just and I also mentioned something about you thinking from the first principle, that is for you to understand the project you are working on. You have to think, ask basic questions up to the last question possible you can ask. So by doing that, things will get very much easier for you going forward. So I think that's pretty much what we did in our last class. So for today now, I told you in our last class that I'll pick on a project, maybe one of the project briefs, then we talk on it. But I discovered that that can be a partial, something like that. So I work on the project, the brand identity I have at hand. I recently got a brand identity I want to work on, so I will share it with you. I'll share the brief the client sent to me. So we brainstorm and I'll show you my process and brand identity, the things I go through for brand identity. So let me just try to share my screen. So before I do that, I want to explain some basic things you have to understand on logos. There are some concepts for logos, there are some types of logos you have to understand before you start creating logos. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. I can
Yes,
hear
sir.
you.
Okay. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, we can.
So for this class, now we're talking on concepts of logo design. We have crafting timeless logos, types of logos, logo documentation, handling a logo project, interpreting logo briefs, logo questionnaires, then possible practical class. And here we have what is a logo. I'm sure you guys know what is a logo. You've seen different sorts of logos, but possibly you won't be able to classify what type of logo this is, and possibly the why they are using this kind of logo, possibly and what that logo translates in the real world. So basically, a symbol or other small design adopted by an organization to identify its products and services. That is any other thing, maybe it can be a picture, it can be a signature, it can be an icon, it can be anything, as long as that particular thing is identified with a particular organization. So you can call that stuff a logo. And also it is made up of text and images. A good logo shows the core values of the brand. At times, it tends not to put what that brand is, the service that brand offer on that logo, but there are some things that are in depth, there are some in-depth meaning that have to come along with your logo, and that is the core values of that of such a brand. And in its simplest definition, a logo identifies at least it's how your company is recognized and remembered among others. It also functions as the face of your business. So this thing is as simple as ABC. For example, now Facebook logo. You don't have to see the entire name that is the Facebook before you knowing that this particular logo belongs to Facebook. That's how cool logo design should be. And also logos like Twitter, logos like KFC's, logo like MasterCard. Automatically, when you see them, you already know the brand that particular logo represents. So that's how good a logo should be. And going forward, we have types of logo. So the first type of logo we have here is monogram. So this monogram is also called the letter mark. That is, some brands tends to go with this monogram because possibly their name can be too long to pronounce. So they just come up with maybe the acronym, maybe the first their initials. They blend some initials together to get the logo. That's just what monogram is all about. So this logo consists of letters using brand initials. They are the initialism of a few famous businesses with rather lengthy names. That is, when their names is too long, it's too long for their brand, for their customer to pronounce, or possibly for their customers to get used to. So they now tends to use some acronyms, maybe their initials, or blend some letters in their brand name together to come up with a monogram logo. So example of these brands are Chanel, you have HP. You know that this HP, the full name of HP is Hewlett Packard. So that name can be too long. So they shorten it to something like HP to get for their logo. And also we have Gucci, you have LG and the likes. So consider a lettermark logo if your business happens to have a very long name that is used initials of such a brand to come up with a logo. And at times to use the initials of such a brand can be a minimal way, can be very simplistic. At least the logo looks very minimal and very simple. Are you guys still following me?
Yes, sir.
Alright. So the next one is wordmark logos. So this wordmark logos is almost similar to monogram because it is focused on you using the entire word for that brand. For example, now look at Google. Google itself is a logo. Do you understand? They don't have a particular icon related to that stand for their brand icon or such or something like that. Their name Google is their logo. So they tend to use the word mark logo. So word mark logos are font based, focused on the business name. The same thing like Coca-Cola too. They use their brand name as a logo. So a word mark is good. It's a good decision when you are new in business and you need to get your name out there. That is, you want them to know your brand very more amongst your clients. So we tend to come up with a word mark logo. So that's one of the advantage of using word macro because your customer keep on seeing your name all over the place because that's your logo. So the next one is pictorial symbols, pictorial marks or logo symbols. Can you guys still see my screen?
Yes, sir. We are seeing your
sir.
screen.
Yeah. Pictorial marks or logo symbols. Whenever you have a brand, there is a particular icon or there is a particular picture to represent his or her brand, and that particular brand is making use of pictorial marks or logo symbols. That is, they have a particular icon related, that is, they have a particular icon stand for such a brand. So a pictorial mark, sometimes called a brand mark or logo symbol, is an icon or a graphic based logo. It is probably the image that comes to mind when you think of a logo. For example, now, whenever I see this bird now, you already know that this bird stands for. What does this bird stand for? This first icon here.
Twitter.
What brands?
Twitter.
Twitter. MC too. This particular mark stands for Nike. This gel and the apple too, something like that. So as long as you have a particular picture, you have a particular symbol standing representing your brand, then you can call such a logo a pictorial mark or logo symbol. So a true brand mark is only an image. Because of this, it can be very tricky logo type for new companies. For example, now you are just coming to the market. This kind of logo is not that suitable and not advisable for you to use. You understand? So that's it about pictorial marks and logo symbols. Then going forward, we have abstract logos. Abstract logos in the sense that you seeing that logo, you actually don't know what that logo stands for. You understand? Until you start going through their brand documentation for you to know what this and this represent. For example, now look at this particular logo. Look at this Pepsi logo. Can you say what is the meaning of this? Can you give a meaning to this particular logo, this Pepsi logo? Hello guys. This Pepsi logo, you seeing it for the first time, can you tell me that this is what this particular logo stands for? This Pepsi logo.
No, sir.
So that's the meaning of abstract. You
Yes,
can't, yeah,
sir.
that's the meaning of abstract. You can't tell the meaning of that logo looking at it at first glance. But this particular Spotify logo now, because me, I can tell you the meaning of this logo because I'm a designer. That's why I can tell you what this particular logo stands for. But still, yes, this particular logo is still
It's not
an
unlimited.
abstract. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, sir.
Can you guys hear
I hear
me?
you, sir.
All right. What I was saying is that this particular Pepsi logo is not is abstract.
Yes,
You can't know.
sir.
All right. You can't know what that particular
Yes, sir.
this icon stands for at first glance. But looking at this Spotify logo, maybe because I'm a designer now, I can know what this particular icon stands for. But do you guys know what this particular icon stands for? This Spotify logo? Anybody?
That's Spotify logo, but I don't know what it stands for. I don't know if I'm correct.
Ah, yeah, you can't know it, but me, I know what it stands because I'm a designer. This particular, these three strokes, it stands from the noise that is being emitted from the speakers. You understand? Like sound, emitting sound. That's what these three strokes stand for. Do you understand? That's because I'm a designer and I understand the concept of logo. That's why I can tell you the meaning of this icon. But for Pepsi, I don't know until I check. I go to their brand documentation. So that's the meaning of abstract logos. Abstract marks is a specific type of pictorial logo. Instead of being a recognizable image like an apple or bird, it is an abstract geometric form that represents your business. So, however, instead of being restricted to a picture of something recognizable, abstract logos allow you to create something truly unique. That is, abstract logos tend to stand out among all other types of logos. They are very unique because you actually don't know what they mean until you ask that person or you go to their brand documentation. So abstract marks allow you to create a completely unique image for your business. Then also you have mascot logos. Mascot logos are logos that involve an illustrated character often colorful and sometimes cartoonish, and most always fun. So you have to know that they are fun. They are fun to look at. Look at logos like KFC. Look at logos like Pringles. Logos like Mr. Clean. Logos like Mr. Muzzle. Stuff like that. They are very fun to look at. Do you understand? So whenever you have a character or you have a cartoon on a logo, then that particular logo can be categorized as a mascot logo. Are you guys still following me?
Yes, sir.
Well done. Nice. The mascot is simply an illustrated character that blah blah blah. So think about creating use mascots if you are trying to appeal to young children or families. So one big benefit of the mascot is that it can encourage customer interaction. That is, they are very interactive and they are fun to look at. You understand? That's why KFC is using a mascot logo. Look at this one to Pringles. Fun to relate with and interactive too. So going forward, we have combination marks. So a combination mark is a logo comprised of a combined word mark or a pictorial mark. That is, whenever you have a word mark that is using your entire brand name as your logo and also having a picture at the same time on a logo, then you can categorize that particular logo as a combination mark. Do you guys understand? Look at logos like Lacoste, logos like MasterCard. And this particular logo is very unique and universal because you can use that a word mark aside that picture. Do you understand? MasterCard now at times they use just that two circles alone without that MasterCard. And at times too, they use only that MasterCard too without the two circles. Do you understand? So that's how universal combination marks can be. So a combination mark is a great choice for pretty much any business out there. It is versatile, usually highly unique, and the most popular choice of logo among prominent companies. Are you guys still following me?
Yes, sir.
Uh, so going forward, you have emblems. So these emblems types of logo they are more traditional. So you can find them. Who is that person, please? Okay, thank you. So emblem logo they are more traditional and they are more detailed. So you can find them in logos like school logos and possibly maybe academy logo, football logos, and stuff like that. So an emblem logo consists of fonts inside a symbol or an icon. So whenever you think of emblems, you think of badges, you think of seals, you think of crests. Do you understand? So these logos tends to have a traditional appearance about them that can make a striking impact. Thus, they are often the go-to choice for many schools, organizations, or government agencies. So whenever you see a logo that has symbol that have text inside a particular circle or a text inside a particular box, and it is more detailed, you know, so you can tell that that particular logo is an emblem logo. You understand? Look at logos like BMW. Look at logos like Starbucks. You can see Starbucks here. You can see Warner Bros here. You can see NFL. So that's the meaning of emblem logos. So I'm done with explaining the types of logos we have. So by now you guys will be able to categorize logos according to their types. So there are some things you have to know about what a logo is and what a logo stands for. And possibly there are some popular saying that your logo is your brand. I will gladly tell you that your logo can never be your brand. Your brand is a more detailed. Your brand should be more detailed. Do you understand? So the first thing you have here is a logo is not your brand. This is a common conflation, but your logo is not your brand, and your brand is not your logo. Your brand is intangible and it's your reputation. What people think of when they hear your name, what they tell others about you, and how you make them feel. That is your brand. So your logo alone cannot communicate that kind of interaction. Do you understand? So your brand is built from a thousand of touch points with your customers, not from a logo. A logo is just a symbol. A logo is just an icon. Do you understand? Possibly your logo can be the face of your company, but that your logo can never stand as your brand. Do you understand? Are you guys following me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Awesome,
Yes,
awesome.
sir.
Awesome. Awesome. So the next thing is a logo is not your visual identity. A logo is not your visual identity. When your companies and organization request a logo, a good brand designer will tell them that what they need is not a logo, and what they need is not a logo, and what they actually need is a brand identity. You guys understand that statement? Maybe a new business to approach you as a new designer, as a new budding designer. You understand? You have to tell them that what they need is not a logo, they need a brand identity. They need a brand visual. How their how their brand will be seen out there amongst their customers. You understand? So you need a brand identity. Logos are part of a picture. They are just a symbol. You understand? They are just an icon, just part of it, part of a whole picture. But they are not the entire thing. You understand? They are just one image within a larger visual system that includes your color, typography, photography, visuals, and all. So your logo is not your visual identity. You understand? Then the last one is an indicator of success. You can't tell me that because your logo is very good and very attractive to the eyes, that is makes of it is timeless and all that, something like that. That does not mean that your business should not fail. There are some things attached to your business success other than you coming up with a good logo. Do you guys understand?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. So your logo is not going to make or break your business. So the best logo in the world can't save a corrupt business, nor can the worst logo hold back honest ones. So possibly if your logo is good, that should be an advantage, not a determining factor of your success. And also if your logo is bad, that also should be a disadvantage. And that does not mean that your business won't succeed. Are you guys following me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Going forward, you
Yes,
have
sir.
so there are some things I have to tell you too. A good logo is there are some characteristics, there are some features you have to know regarding how to tell that this particular logo is a good logo. So the first one we have here is it distinctive? Distinctive in the sense that is it unique? Is it different from every other logos? Is it standing out from all other logos? Do you understand? So that's the first thing you have to note. Is it very unique? And another factor is it visible? Visible is the sense that it is noticeable or easily seen. Look at logos like Facebook logos, look at logos like Twitter logos, Instagram logos. They are very visible. You can easily tell that this particular logo belongs to this particular brand. So that's just it about visibility. So the another factor is it adaptable or responsive? That is, does it work across all platforms? So that's just the meaning of adaptability. It means that it works across numerous applications, that is on a shelf, on a cup, and online, etc. So that's where logo variations comes in. That is, there are some logo variations you have to come up with when coming up with brand identity for the brand. You have to provide many logo variations that can work across their designs, maybe on a shirt, on a cup, online, or any other thing you want to use it on. So going forward, you have is it timeless? So this timeless is very, very important because the biggest principle to remember when crafting a logo is don't use the hottest color or the flashiest fonts or the coolest styles. For example, now you are coming up to the logo for your brand. Imagine you using the hottest font or the hottest color. So what if that particular color or the fonts actually fades? It's not currently in use anymore. So what now happen? So that means that particular brand has to rebrand, and which is not very cool. Rebranding can come with a lot of costs. It can be very expensive at times. It depends on the scale of such a brand. Do you understand? So don't try to use any trendy thing on your logo. So that's what it means for a logo to be timeless. That is, it is almost you can use it at any particular point. Look at Facebook logo. Well, recently they rebranded to Meta. which is quite understandable. Look at logos like Twitter. Twitter has been around for a while. Look at logos like Instagram. Instagram too has been around for a while. So those logos are timeless. I can say those logos are timeless. Yes. Now another factor is it simple? Can you guys still hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Yes, sir.
Uh, Another factor is it simple? Simplicity is the crown of the previous characteristics. So you guys should be hearing statements like less is more. So that also affects logos too. The lesser the logo, the better that logo will be. Do you understand? So the logo should epitomize minimalism. Your logo should be very simple. You don't have to start putting this, start putting that, and make that logo look complicated. You have to make your logo very simple as possible. And also, despite it being simple, it has to correlate with your brand values. Yes. Do you understand? So the last one is it memorable? So the goal of a logo is to be so that unforgettable when a person feels the need for your business solves. Your logo comes to mind immediately. So there will be some time maybe whenever you are getting used that particular logo, you don't have to remember that particular brand name. You just seeing that their icon, seeing their symbol, seeing what they use as logo automatically brings their name in mind. You understand? So these are the things you have to take note of when creating a good logo. And these factors are very, very important. So I think I'm done with explaining the concepts of logo, the things you have to know regarding logo. So let's now proceed to the practical class. And I know you guys have been waiting for this for a while now. So in our last class, I told you that I'll pick one of the the briefs from your group, but I think that would be cool. I'll just work with the one I have, the brand identity I'm working on currently. So I'll just tell you my process. I'll show you how I'll get things done whenever I want to start the logo project. Are you guys cool with that?
Yes, sir, we're cool with it.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Well done. Nice one. Okay, let me show you. Let me show you something. I got a mail. The client sent me a mail. Sent me the brief to the logo. So I'll try to share it with you guys. Can you guys see my screen? Can you see my screen?
So,
Can you?
no, sir.
Okay. I'm coming. I want to share my screen. Let me share my screen. Can you see my screen now? Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, we
No.
can.
Okay, yes, yes.
Uh, so I got a brief from a client. So this is the brief. Can you guys see this mail?
Yes, we can.
Okay, this is the brief I got. I'll download it so I'll share it with you guys. Let me open the brief. So can you guys see this particular documentation for branding? So the brand name is Mind the Creators. So these are problem statements. It's quite obvious that large number of adolescents and young adults are under the influence of addiction. As we do say, addiction is a secret killer. Can you guys still see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, addiction is a secret killer. The consequences are harmful compared to its advantages. Most people believe addiction is a burden reliever. When they have challenges, their addicts might help them to get relief or distract their attention from their situations, not considering the damages or long effects of these addicts on their health and well-being. So that's their problem statements, and this is their solution. I have a personal experience of overcoming 11 years addiction. It was always an unpleasant moment for me. I remembered how I tried using my efforts and religious practices, and still the problem was not solved through this medium. In the year 2019, blah 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 blah. So going to this paragraph now. Mind Creators is an addiction recovery school. So this is actually what I need. Although I have to read previous ones too. So this is actually this particular part is what I need. But I have to understand the previous ones too, because it's trying to tell me what's actually happened for him to come up with this kind of solution. That is, you want to create a solutions for some set of people that are addicted to some stuff. Sir. So Mind Creators is an addiction recovery school that will leverage the use of technology and virtual platforms to curb the negative influence of addictions among adolescents and young adults. So possibly his target audience are adolescents and young adults. Are you guys still following me?
Yes.
So across Africa and the entire globe. Our mandate is to educate, train, rebuild young people's minds to acclaim their total freedom from the struggles of addiction. So addictions include smoking, alcohol, substance use disorder, doing marijuana, etc., drug abuse, gambling, pornography, masturbation, sex addicts, and every other negative habits like procrastination, eating disorder. So this is their service. Our services are online courses for addiction recovery, teletherapy, career coaching, and mentoring. So this is the brief I got from that client. Do you guys understand this brief? Do you guys understand this brief?
No.
Yes, we understand the brief.
All right, awesome. So after going through this brief, then start coming up with. I already understand. I already understood this brief. So the next thing is for me to start coming up with design solutions. And at times too, I go online, check out possible logos related to this particular brief. So over the week, I got this brief for maybe on Monday or last week Monday or Sunday, a week to this time. So I came up with some sketches. I'll show you that sketch now. Show you those sketches now. Can you guys see my screen? Can you guys see
Yes,
this?
sir. Yes, sir.
Can you guys see this? So you interpreting that brief, you have to note some particular keywords. Do you guys understand? You have to note some keywords, at least some values that you should not miss when designing that particular logo. You can see some keywords. I wrote out some keywords here. You can see mind, you can see creators, you can see youths, you can see coaching, you can see mentorship, you can see education, you can see online courses. Can you guys see this? Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, I can
Yes,
see your
sir.
screen. It's nice.
Awesome. Awesome. So you guys should know
Yes.
that this particular brand now is a formal institution. Do you understand? Just like your normal edtech logo, it is a very formal institution. You can see that I wrote that here to an institution, that is formal institution. Do you understand? So aside from this, I came up with some. You can see some sketches. I told you in our last class that your sketches does not have to be perfect. Do you understand? Just try to come up with something related to the brand. You can see I use two circles here, and I use this particular refresh symbol that is transmitting from one with the other. And also I have some other sketches like this. You can see this one too. I use something like a box here. I use something like a box here. You can see that box stands for platform. And possibly I wrote out the, and you guys know that we are dealing with people here. And possibly if you can make it possible for people to occur, to appear on your logo, that will be very, very okay. You understand? So this circle, this particular stroke underneath stands for the youth and stands for the young adults. The man is actually trying to target, that is his target audience. Are you guys still following me?
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Yes.
You can see something like this too. You can see this particular circle stands for maybe head of human being. So I'm trying to use that to represent people, trying to use that to represent his target audience, which are young people and adults. Then there's a particular circle with an arrowhead. You can see an arrowhead here. Something like a refresh. Do you understand? I'm trying to use that thing for a refresh. So that's just it. Then I have other samples. I have other sketches here. You can see this one too. This circle, then the arrow at the top stands for male, then the other one starts for female. Since the man is trying to target both male and female audience. So this particular sketch, I have to segment it out, pick my favorite, the ones I want to go ahead with. You understand? So which of the logos do you think you are cool with? The sketches are you cool with? Can you guys still see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
So which of the sketches should we continue with?
The this one,
This one.
uh, the one, yes, that one you're pointing at.
Yeah, I think I like this one too.
Me
After
too. I
picking
like
the,
that one. Is
yeah,
there a way
after
that
picking,
I don't know whether you do you want to still add is there a way you still want to add maybe the male or female into
I,
it or something like that?
I I think you have to. I don't think I have to do that one too, because me adding male and female, you can just this circle, this particular circle represent both genders. Do you understand? This circle
Yeah,
represent
I
both gen-
understand. Yeah, I
yes,
understand.
represent
Yeah.
both genders. You understand? So that is okay. And after picking this particular one, you can pick another. You can pick something like let's pick let's pick this one too. I'm coming. You can pick something like this too. This one. Can you see my screen? This one
Yeah, I
here.
can see your screen.
Yeah, you can pick something. Let's pick this two, this one and the other one. Do you understand? So the next thing I'll do is
yes,
for
sir.
me to drag this picture. I'll drag this picture to the software I'll be using. So let me open Corel now. Open Corel. Are you guys still following me?
Yes, I am, sir.
Mm.
Yes, I'm following, sir.
So I'll open Corel now. I'm convenient and cool with Corel. I'll create a new file. So this is software interface, and I'll drag one of those pictures. I'll drag it here. Let me just drag everything. So I'll click on file here. Click on file here. Open. I can just open everything at once here. Let me import it. So can you guys see this? 1, 2,
Yes, we can
3,
see it.
4, 5. And the last one 6. So we are going with this one first. This particular one. Can you guys see this?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Let me delete the other pictures I have here. So I'll be using grids to create that particular logo. I'll be using some grid system. So the first thing is for me to reduce the opacity of this particular picture. I'll just come here, I'll pick the transparency to. You can see something underneath, increase it a little bit. Let me crop out that particular. Let me crop out this. Are you guys following me?
Yes, sir.
So I have to create some set of boxes now. I want to create a grid system. I'll come here. I'll pick line, 2-point line. I'll create 2 lines. Can you guys see this? I'll duplicate it, Control D to duplicate, then bring it here. I'll select the two together. I want them to align. I'll pick, I'll press T. So they are both aligned to the top now by pressing that T. I want to create some lines in between these 2 lines. I want to create some lines in between these 2 lines. So I'll just come over here. I'll pick my blend tool. You can see blend there. Can you guys see this blend?
Yes, sir.
I'll pick this blend. Bring it over here. Can you see? So there are some lines created in between. I can reduce it or increase it depending on what I want. So I think this is okay. And I cannot create another one. That will be horizontal. So instead of me doing that blending again, I can just duplicate this. I'll press Ctrl C, Ctrl V. So there's another lines at the top of each other. I'll just come over here. I'll tap here, then change the direction to something like this. Are you guys following me?
Yes, sir.
All right.
So,
Let me
sir, you
extend it into
duplicated
this.
the line to make it like a cube, right?
Yes. So let me
Okay.
do that again. Wait, let me do that again. So this is the first line I have here. I'll duplicate this, Ctrl D, bring it over here. Can you guys still see this?
Yes, I can still see it.
Yes, sir.
So I want to create some lines in between these 2 lines. So I have to pick my blend tool over here. Here you have a blend tool. I'll tap on it. Then drag from the first one to the second one. Can you see? There are
Yes.
some lines in between. So
Okay, okay.
I can decide to increase the lines in between. Here now you have 11 lines. Over here you have 11 lines. If you count it, you have 11 lines in between the 2 lines. So I can increase the lines to whatever amount I want. Can you guys see? So I have increased it to
Yes,
13.
sir.
So after creating this, I want to create another line, another grid too. That one should be horizontal. This one is vertical, as you can see. Do you guys understand that?
Yes, sir.
This one is vertical. So I want to create horizontal ones. So I have to copy this particular one. So I will just press Ctrl C, which is for copy, and Ctrl V to paste. So I have another line on top, at the top of this one too. I'll just come over here to tilt it a little bit. Can you see? Do you guys understand? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. So the next thing for me is to start removing the lines that will not be needed here. Let me try to adjust this a little bit. Okay. So I want to create a circle for this particular part. Can you see this particular part? Can you see my cursor?
Yes, sir.
I want to create a circle. I'll create a circle for that. Then possibly after creating a circle for that one too, there are some curved edges I have to use circle for. Do you understand? Like this particular place now, it is curved. This one too, it is curved. And also this particular part too, is curved. Are you guys following me?
Yes, sir.
Alright.
Yes, sir.
So I'll pick, you can see ellipse 2 here. I'll tap on it. Then create, for me to create a perfect circle, hold on control simultaneously. Then drag. So I have a circle here. I have a circle here. So I'll duplicate this, Ctrl C, Ctrl V. Then stretch it out a little bit. Can you see? But I want this particular circle to occupy the smaller grid, that is to fill out this small box. So that what I have at the end will be very perfect. Can you see this circle now? You can see that it is filling out this particular box. Can you guys see it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And also the bigger one too. Fill out the next big box. Can you guys see this one too? You can see that this bigger circle is filling out this particular box too. They are touching each side of each square. Can you guys see this? So for me to create a uniform curved edge, I have to duplicate this. Ctrl C, Ctrl V. Then bring this one down to this particular pass. Are you guys following me?
Yes, I'm following you, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You can see what we have here. So I've created a shape for this particular curve. It remains this particular curve. So this bigger circle now, I just have to duplicate it, Ctrl C, Ctrl V. Then stretch it out a little bit. Stretch it out a little bit. Can you see? You should know that this bigger circle now is also touching each side of each box. It is touching this place, touching this place, touching this place, and also touching this place. Are you guys following?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. Then also it remains this curve too. So I just have to bring this one, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, then bring it over here. Can you guys see what we have now? You can see that we have a perfect grid system now. Can you guys see what we have now? So I have to start removing the lines or the curve I'm not using. So I have to come here, pick the virtual segment delete. Can you guys see this too?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Pick this
Virtual
virtual
segment.
segment delete. Then start deleting some areas you won't be needing. I'll just come in. I can move this. I move this. Can you guys see?
Yes, sir.
But before that, there's a
Please, sir,
particular
can
thing I
you
have.
please say what is this thing you are using again? Please, can you repeat that you're using
Virtual
to?
segment delete.
Okay, okay,
Virtual
awesome.
segment. That's true. Okay, there's a thing I have to do. This particular lines now. You can see if I should tap on this, if I should tap on one. For example, if I should tap on this particular one, this single one. You can see every other ones are selected too. Can you see? So I have to ungroup those lines. So by ungrouping those lines, I just have to press on Ctrl U and Ctrl K. Ctrl K. I'll tap on Ctrl U. If I should click on it now, you can see I have a single line. Can you see? So that particular command has broken I've broken the lines apart. So the same thing for this one too. If I should tap on this one too, you can see all of that ones too are selected. I just have to ungroup them by pressing Ctrl U and Ctrl Q, Ctrl K, Ctrl K and Ctrl U. Can you see? So we have individual lines now. You guys understand that part?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, I cannot go ahead to my virtual segments to start removing the lines I won't be making. So I won't need this particular part. Are you guys? So an easier way for me to do that, I can just highlight all this particular place. Can you see? Can you see what I
Yes.
just did?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So I can move this one too. Yes. I can move this too. And move this. Move this. Hmm. Are you guys following?
Yes,
Are you guys
sir.
following?
Yes,
Alright.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Before I start deleting, I can copy all this. Let me copy all this first. Ctrl C. Let me paste it here so that for backup, in case there's a mistake. I created that for mistake. In case I make a mistake along the line, I can just copy the other one back. I can remove this part. Remove this part. Remove this part. This part. This part. Are you guys still following me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
we
Yes,
are. Yes,
sir.
sir.
This part. This part. Are you guys still following me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We're following.
I have to zoom in to remove this part. So can you guys see this? Can you see that you
Yes, sir.
can
Yes, sir.
Yes,
you're
sir.
having a you're having our logo already. As you can you see a mistake with this particular design, with this particular grid?
Yes, I see the mistake here.
What's the mistake? Anybody? Go ahead, what's the mistake? You can see that there's no line.
If you clean that thing now, you will there's no line demarcating this thing there.
Yeah,
So
there's no line for this. Yes.
so if
That's
you
the mistake.
clean it, it will clean the whole.
No stuff. Yeah, that's the mistake. So you just have to come back here. The backup you have over here. Instead of having these two ones, you can just increase it to maybe the next one. This is what you do. This one, and this one. Increase it little bit. Also, this one for me. Um, you can increase this to little bit. So you can go ahead with this because this particular line now, you can use this one for for this particular line. You can also use this line for this one for that logo. So I have to copy this Control C, create another page, Control V. I'll start moving those lines. My virtual segment to are you guys still following?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. This is what we are coming. Let's move on to circles first. Are you guys still following me?
Yes, sir.
Yes. For this circles, you have to duplicate it a little bit. Until bring it here. So I think we can work with this. Yes, we can work with this. So it's going to see. You have to start moving other things. We have to delete this too. I see that we have our logo already.
Yes, sir.
I see that we have our logo already.
Yes, sir.
Just have to keep on deleting. Zoom. So can you guys see this?
Yes, sir.
I love this. Can you see? So we have something like this. I can just increase the width to something like this. That's too much. I'll just press Ctrl V again. You can see we have that grids at the top again.
So, yes, sir.
So can you see the outline? Can you see the green outline? Let me move this one. Can you now see can you see our grid system? Did you guys
Yes, sir.
understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Just trust it. You just have to keep on meeting and keep on practicing. The more you practice, the better you are with this thing. So the next thing is for you to copy that your logo. Okay, I can reduce the. Let me delete all this one. outline. So I can give this one a separate outline. Make it look very cool. Do something like this. Can you guys see that?
Yes, sir.
This one, so I'll give it a separate outline. 1.0. Can you guys see this too? And for those circles too, the same thing. Can you guys see this?
Yes, sir, I can see it. It's very beautiful.
Awesome. That's how you do your grid system. Do you understand? Instead of me trying to trace out that stuff, tracing that one after the other, it won't be very cool like this. Do you grab? But that's the beauty of grid system. After doing your grid system, there's nothing you have to do. Come in. We are done with this grid system for this one. Let's just pick the other one too. Do you guys with the second one too? Hello guys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let me just continue with the second one. The other sample we selected the other time. Trying to find that particular logo we selected the other time. Not this, not this. Target here. Okay, this is it. Yeah. I just have to delete all these ones. So the same way like that one too, I have to create multiple lines. This is what we want. Are you guys following me?
Yes, sir.
So this is the logo we want to trace
Yes,
out.
sir.
Can you see? I will reduce the opacity a little bit. Something like this. Yes, this is okay. And just like what I did the other time, I'll create two lines, duplicate it, bring it to the other side. So I'm doing this so that you understand. I'm doing it for the second another sample so that you understand the entire process. So can you guys see this now? So I have to make a blend to create multiple lines in between these two lines. And after that, I'll duplicate it To create horizontal lines, Ctrl C, Ctrl V. And guys, see this.
Yes.
So the next thing is for me to create circles, ellipse too. So to create perfect circle, these lines must be touching. This circle must be touching both ends. Something like this is okay. Yeah, something like this is okay. So I'll duplicate this, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, increase it a little bit. Can you guys see this?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir, we
sir.
can.
I think that is too big. This is okay. Then the next thing is for me to create these two lines. You know, we have this place is slant. I can just come here, pick my 2 point line, zoom out a little bit, and drag from there this place. Mirror it a little bit. That should be touching these two lines. Can you guys see something like this? So the next thing is for me is to start removing the lines I'm not using. Yes. I remove the lines I'm not. Let me duplicate it first. Control C. So that's a backup. So I'll pick my segments, no segment line. Virtual segment delete. And start deleting. No, I have to group this one first. Ungroup, sorry. Until you Control G. The lines are still grouped together, so I have to ungroup it. Until you Control K. Control K. Can you see? So you have separate lines now. The same thing, so you have to remove ungroup this one too. Okay. It's okay. So you have separate lines now. So I have to start removing the lines I'm not using. Are you guys still following me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we are.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can I see something like this? So I can remove this one too. As you can see, the initial image now, you have some spaces in between this circle.
Sir,
For me
yes,
to
sir.
get that, I have to remove this line. Can you see this one? Let me
Yes.
remove this. Let me remove this. And also there's another one here. I can remove this one too.
Yes. Exactly.
I remove this. This. Yeah. Are you guys following me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Are you guys still following me?
Yes, sir.
Can I see we have our look already? Can I see we have our logo already? So this one now, can I increase the outline a little bit? Something like 3.0. No, this one is too much. I use 4.
Yes, sir. Why do you increase the outline, sir?
Because it is very tiny here. Can you see this one now?
Yes, yes,
This
yes,
one is
yes.
very tiny. This outline is very tiny. So for it to be more visible now, I have to increase the outline. There are some small lines I have to remove before that. Look at these 2 lines. Yeah, can you see this? Can you see our logo now?
Yes, sir.
We can increase the outline to 4.0 and change the outline color to green. I can now group it together, Control G. Let me remove this. I want to remove this. Remove this. And now group it together like this.
Yes, sir.
But can you guys see these 2 circles now? I have to remove these 2 circles. I just pick my shape tool here. Circle it like this, delete. Make this circle it, delete. So to circle it, delete. Circle it, delete. There's one circle here too. So I can change the corner radius to something like this. I'll use something like this. I move all these ones. This one too. So we are done with our logo. The next thing is for us to bring that grid lines to get to on it again. Control G. I just have to press Control V. Can you see? That Control V now, I can change the outline of the grid lines. So something like this, 1.0. Can you guys see what we have? I
Yes,
can
sir.
remove the picture underneath. So can you guys see it? So this is how to come up with a grid line for a logo. Do you guys understand? Can I see
Yes,
the
sir.
two?
Yes,
Can
sir.
you guys
Please,
see?
how did you remove the picture under it, sir?
I just click on it. I tap on it, then delete.
Delete. Okay.
Yes. Can you guys see the grid lines now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, we can
Can you-
see it.
Yes. So it makes your logo looks very neat and perfect. You guys understand?
Yes, sir.
Let me just, I'll export it now. Should you continue or we should take the others in the next class? So we can just go
Okay,
and
please,
work
let's
on
do
this.
one more example, sir. Ah.
One more example.
Yes, sir.
One more example, Abby.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
do
Yes,
one more
sir.
example.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let me do one more example. Let me go over there. Just pick anyone here. So did you guys agree you should do more example? One more example.
Yes, sir.
Hello? Any
Yes, you
other
can do
person?
one more example.
Yes,
Yeah, I
sir.
think it's fine.
All right, all right, all right. What should we do here? Okay, let's do this one. Okay. Okay, let's take this one. See, let's take this one. Let's take this one. Let's work on this one. Yes. I'll copy this Ctrl X. Let me delete this. Ctrl V. So can you guys see this one?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, we
Yes,
can see it.
sir.
Yes, sir.
So the first thing, I'll reduce the opacity a little bit. Something like this. Then start creating my grid line. Draw my first line. Duplicate it, Ctrl D. Bring it to the other side. Now you see. So I have to create some extra lines in between these two lines. And I'll pick my blend tool here. You can see blend tool here. And drag from the first one to the second one. Can you guys see the lines? So I
Yes,
can
sir.
increase the number of lines from 11 to 15. So after doing that, I'll create another one, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and tilt it a little bit, tilt the angle.
In any which way,
Tilt
whether
the angle.
clockwise or anti-clockwise.
Yes, something
Okay.
like this. Something like this. Can you see?
Yes, sir.
So the next
Sorry,
thing is
sir,
for me
my
to.
own is not.
Uh, can you come
Sorry,
again?
sir, my blend is not responding. Can you please take it again?
Okay,
Thank you.
something like this. Can you see these two lines? This first one and the second one. So I'll tap on this first one, then go to the blend tool, then drag from the first one. Can you see as I'm dragging to the second one, then now stop? Can you see it?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Alright, so I can increase the number of lines in between. What version of corridor are you using?
X7.
X7. Can get 2021. Is it working now?
Yes, yes.
Alright, cool.
Thank
So the
you.
next thing I'll duplicate this, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, then tap on it to change the angle a little bit. Can you see something like this? Can you see something like this?
Yes, sir.
So after creating these two lines, the next thing is for me to start creating my circles. As you can see, you have circles on the
On the twos.
diagram. Can you see this one? As you can see, this circle is touching both lines, both sides. It's touching this place, touching this place, touching this place, and touching this place.
Yes,
So
sir.
that's
Yes.
one thing you have to ensure, because it is not touching each other. You can't get a perfect grid system.
Okay.
To duplicate this, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, to get the bigger ones. Can you see?
Yes, sir. You
Let's
must
use this for
touch everything as well.
yes. Let's use this for the bigger ones too. Can you see what we have now?
Yes,
So the
sir.
next thing is for us to start creating this. You can see we have a slant line here.
Yes, sir.
This slant, so I'll create a straight line. I'll create a straight line. Drag on it here. Can you see what we have here? So
Yes, sir.
I will duplicate that. So the thing is, I have to make this thing to cut to pass through the lines.
Okay.
Can you see?
Yes,
So I'll
sir. Yes,
duplicate
sir.
that
Yes, sir.
too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'll duplicate this. Ctrl C, Ctrl V. The mirror is a little bit. So I have to start counting. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this line too must start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Mm. Yes, sir. I'm lost. Oh.
Okay.
After the mirror, like doing the
I want
mirror
to
stuff.
create a line for this
Okay.
one, and also for
Okay.
this particular one. So I just
Okay.
have to duplicate this, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and drag this one to this place.
Yes, sir.
Can you see it?
Yes, sir.
So I think we are done with this grid now. So I have to start removing the parts I'm not using. So the thing is, I have to ungroup these lines first. Ctrl U, Ctrl K. They are grouped together. I have to make them single lines. It's okay. So here. So I think down is on groups. This one too. Ctrl U. You have to press Ctrl U. It's okay. So can you see these lines too? They are individual lines now. So
Yes.
I'll pick my virtual segment delete. But before that, let me copy everything first. Let me create a backup. In case you have mistakes, I'll just click like this, Ctrl C, then create another page, Ctrl V, paste it here. And I can now keep on working on this. So I'll pick this virtual delete, delete this, delete this, delete this, delete this, delete this, delete this, delete this. Are you guys following?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Do this. I have to do this too. Do this. As you can see, we have space in between this circle. We have this space and this
Yes, sir.
space.
Yes,
And
sir.
just delete this one. And also come over here.
Delete. Okay.
You can remove this one. Space, I want the space to be very small. Yeah, it's okay like this. And start moving these ones. Moving these ones. Are you guys following?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Are you guys following?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. I see that we already have our logo already.
Yes, sir.
Can I see? Can I see
Yes,
our
sir.
logo?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can I see our logo now? So can I give this one an outline? Let's see an outline of 4.0. This is the outline of bit 8.0. Yes. Change the outline color. Can you see what we have now? And to
Yes, sir. We can see it.
Yes, sir.
group it together. This one is fill. This one is a solid fill. I just have to give it a color. So this is our logo. But there are some particular hiding lines in between. I have to remove it. Okay. There are some lines here I have to remove. This one. Can you see this one? Delete it.
Yes. Yes, sir.
There's a small line here too. I have to remove. So delete it.
Yes, sir. Sorry. How did you break that one?
Which one?
The one that you break now, for you to see the dots clearly. Yes. This side.
Initially all those lines they are individual lines now.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know,
Okay. Okay.
from
You have
from
ungripped.
that grid
Okay. You
system.
have
Yes.
ungripped. Okay. Okay. Control.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
I've ungrouped them. Yes. There's a line here I have to remove. Can you see that line?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There's a straight line here I have to remove. Can you see it?
Yes, sir.
Same way, this one too. There's one line here I have to remove. Can you see that line too? Can you see this line?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I think you are done now.
Yes.
So after doing this, group everything together, Control D. Then delete the background image. Then paste the initial one you copied, Control V. Can you see? Then come over here, change the lines to something like this. Increase the outline a little bit to 1.0. So you can now comment to delete this line. So can you see our grid system? So there are some lines here you have to remove. Some redundant lines you have to remove.
Yes, sir. Mhm.
Can I see our grid system? Can I see what we have now?
Yes, sir.
Do you guys understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
You
sir.
guys understand? Awesome.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So in our next class, I'll be expecting you to recreate this and submit it. Do you understand? So from there, you move to other stuff on that logo project. Do you guys understand? Do you
Yes,
guys
sir.
have any
Yes, sir.
question? Do you have any question for me?
Yeah,
Yes, I
I
have
have a
a question.
question.
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
I don't know. I wanted to ask if you had the chance to look at our graphics logo so that you can give us your review or your feedback on it.
Can you send it to my mail?
Okay, I will send it.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay,
So I will do the
Another,
same
another.
as
can
well,
I ask
sir.
my question?
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Your question.
Okay, so I wanted to ask, does this grid system apply to every single logo, or it just applies to maybe logos with straight dimensions like this, like lines and circles?
The thing is, you don't expect me to have a grid system for a mascot logo. You get imagine you having a grid system for something like this. Let me open something. Let me open. Imagine having a grid system for something like this. Is it possible for this KFC logo, for this Pringles, for this Wendy having a grid system? Is it possible?
No, no.
It's not possible. It's not possible.
Yes,
But you
sir.
can have a grid system for something like this. Do you understand? So it varies. It depends on what logo you want to come up with. Do you understand? You can have a grid system for a Twitter logo, a grid system for this show, a grid system for Apple, just to make your work look more professional. Do you understand? But you can never have a grid system for a Starbucks. Well, it depends on what you want. You can even have a grid system for this, but it depends on how good you are. Do you understand? So that grid system depends on the logo you want to come up with. Is that understood?
Okay, so what do you
Yes, sir.
now
Yes, sir.
use to kind of like measure the dimensions, like to make it straight when you're doing
Make it
logos
straight.
like this?
As you can see, I just do straight lines now. Just straight and perfect lines. Do you understand? And you want to make your logo more perfect. You can see something like this now. You can see it is a square. It looks very clean. So with that blend tool, that blend tool will create equal distance between those lines. So that's the function of that blend tool. Do you understand? It will create equal distance between each lines you are creating. You grab.
Yeah, I
Uh,
understand.
any
Okay.
other person.
Sir,
So, sorry, sir. Sorry,
use
sir. During our color psychology class, sir, is that
Yeah.
blend tool that you use that day, like to blend the
Yes.
color?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. Any other person.
I have a question.
Right.
Can you use this in Photoshop and the rest too? Can you use this grid system in the other ones?
Definitely. Definitely. You can use it for Illustrator too. It depends on the software you want to use it with. You understand? But I'm more convenient and comfortable with Corridor. That's why I'm using Corridor. You understand? You as a designer now, you can decide that maybe you want to use it with Illustrator or Photoshop. But me, I'm cool and very fast with Corridor. So that's why I'm using Corridor to teach you guys. You can just go on YouTube, check out the system for Illustrator. You see them there. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Uh, any other person?
Okay, sir, I noticed that you're always zooming in and zooming out, especially when you want to
Yes.
play with the box. Just to
Yes.
emphasize why.
Control plus. There are some hidden parts you have to zoom in for you to see them. Do you understand? For that part, those small circles now, you have to zoom in for you to delete them, or else you can never get that circle. Just press Ctrl plus and Ctrl minus on your keyboard. You should be able to zoom in and zoom out. View gap.
Okay, so and I also realized that you're using a mouse. Is it better to have a mouse or to work with one on the laptop?
I'm not using my mouse. I'm using my trackpad. The
Oh,
mouse on my
really?
laptop.
Oh,
I'm not
wow.
using an external. I'm not using an external mouse. I'm using the mouse, my trackpad on my laptop. Do you understand? It depends on the one you want. You can use an external mouse. You can go ahead with your trackpad, the one on your laptop. Do you understand?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, sir. For beginners like me, let me just say,
eh,
like,
eh,
what's the perfect way? Like the one that I should be using that will be okay.
there's no perfect way. Oh.
It's not
Depends on
compulsory
what. There's
trackpad.
no perfect way. Depends on what works for you. Do you understand? You can use your trackpad. You can use an external mouse. Just find out. Just try out both. Then you can now decide that this one is cool with me. Then go ahead with it. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
So I will export this grid system on our channel so you guys can see and you create your own. Is that
Okay,
cool?
sir. That's fine. That's fine. No problem.
Sure. And I'll export the class presentation too. Is that all for this class? No more questions,
Uh,
bro.
question. We just make sure
Esther,
to send our logos.
yes. Esther, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Junior, Margaret, Freeborn,
You said
Akinshola.
yes, sir.
Are you
Yeah.
guys are you guys cool with the stuff?
Yes, sir.
No questions.
For now, sir.
No wahala, no wahala. Alright guys, take care guys. I'll send this to the platform now. So you guys
Okay,
can
sir.
see.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir,
Thank
let us.
you.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Ah,
sir.
God bless you. One
God
leg
bless
I
you,
Thank
sir.
will
Have
you.
a great week. Have a great week,
Bye.
everybody.
go. Don't forget to fill your attendance. Oh.
Bye, guys.
Eh.
Everybody. Bye, everybody.
You just
This person. Você já viu?